We are right on time with yet another exciting edition, at least that's what it promises, of the Young Investors Digest this afternoon. And this afternoon, we are going to continue our conversation relative to the stock pitch competition, which is being organized by the Young Investors Network in collaboration with the Ghana Stock Exchange and a lot more partners. This afternoon, we are going to be speaking to three of our partners representing our partnering institutions. And so I would like to begin by first of all introducing them. And this afternoon, we're going to be hearing from Mr. Gilbert Allotey, who is the marketing officer at the Ghana Stock Exchange, and over the years he has been supportive and champion in the activities and the cause of the Young Investors Network. He is also with the he's been with the Ghana Stock Exchange for more than 5 years. So that is Mr. Gilbert Allotey. And we're also going to be hearing from Mr. Godwin Kojo Odoom. He is an equity research analyst. He is a dealer's rep of the Ghana Stock Exchange. He is involved in the IPO of MTN Ghana for bonus issue for Societe Generale, and also rights issue for the Republic Bank, and also the delisting of the PZ Cousins and Mechanical Lloyd. He's the head of research at the UMB Stockbrokers. And finally, we're also going to hear from our own man, Mr. Kofi Buziache, who is the executive director of the Young Investors Network, a popular face on your TV. And I'm sure you're ready for an interesting afternoon. But just for the uninitiated, the stock pitch competition is a competition organized by the Young Investors Network in collaboration with the Ghana Stock Exchange. And this competition allows for up to 3 individual students or those who have completed within the last 4 years to team up, select a company listed on the Ghana Stock Exchange, conduct analysis on that particular company, and appear before an expert panel of potential investors and deliver a presentation and make recommendations. And then after that, of course, we have experienced the maiden edition. The second edition is actually on the way, but today we are going to be speaking to the partners to know how this came about, how it was rolled out, and even the way for the future. And so I welcome you once again this afternoon to the Young Investors Digest. Okay, so joining us now is Mr. Godwin Kojo Odoom. So we have a full house now, and so we are ready and set to go. So I want to start with the executive director of Young Investors Network. I mean, this is the main organization that pioneered this kind of vision here in Ghana. And so, Mr. Kofi Buzia, can you tell us like how this competition, the stock pitch competition, even came about in the first place?
Yes, good afternoon to you all. Yeah, basically the Young Investors Network, we have made it a point to take financial education as our main objective when it comes to dealing with our stakeholders. So in one of our meetings, we thought of it that, the stock exchange has been there for us, and anytime we approach students to have a discussion about stocks, we realize that they understand what we call they have what we call the book knowledge, all right, but in relating it to what is happening on the market itself has become a challenge. So we decided that between me and Mr. Joshua Mensah, the president of Young Investors Network, we came up with the idea that no, let's why not organize a competition between students, and those will help them to think through properly so that we introduce them to the market activity itself. So then again, we had to contact the stock exchange because they are the main, you say the main institution when it comes to stock market activities within the country. So we contacted them. The first call was made to the deputy managing director of the Ghana Stock Exchange, Madam Abramoa. Okay, and she was very receptive. Upon the first call, she just said, why not? We are in with you. So that's when it started. That's all how it started. So since then, it hasn't been easy, but we've been pushing very hard, and a lot of the students have been greatly excited by what we are doing.
Right. That's interesting to know. But I want to come to Mr. Godwin Odoom. You are with the Ghana Stock Exchange, major partners for the stock pitch competition. This competition is one we've not seen in Ghana. It's a novelty, and so I think even putting yourself out to sponsor or partner, I want to know how it went. This is something we've not seen in the country before. So when the idea was sold to you, I mean, what was the base to hooking you to even come on board to partner the Young Investors Network to roll out this particular competition?
Hello?
Hello, Mr. Odoom, can you hear me?
Yes, I was having a little network issue, so I had to change my location. I'm outside now. I just hope the wind is not distracting my audio.
That's fine. I think we can proceed.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So, if I heard your question right, you were asking about we UMB Stockbrokers being partners of the Young Investors Network stock page competition. Was that right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. And the reason for our interest in the competition. So, for starts, I'll just talk about Mr. Kofi Chebuzia spoke about the lack of students having a better understanding of the equity markets, especially how to invest on the equity markets. And he spoke about we being partners of the Ghana Stock Exchange. We are brokers, so we look at always growing our customer base and then looking at reprofiling our customer base. So the students are the ones that we were like, we had to pay more focus on the students, although most of them will not be in the position to bring a lot of funds to invest, but it would be great to have students who have a very strong understanding of the equities markets. They are able to do research on their own, and at least they are able to also find a way of spreading information to others. So we saw this as a very good opportunity to partner with Young Investors Network. They look more serious and interested in helping us reach our dream as well of having students and young investors come onto the capital market and the equity market. So I would say it wasn't a tough decision to take as UMB Stockbrokers. We like the idea, and we look forward to always working together with Young Investors Network and then the Stock Exchange in organizing more such competitions. Thank you.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Odoom.
Welcome.
I'm coming to you, Mr. Allotey. You've been with the Ghana Stock Exchange for the last 5 years, and I'm not sure that for the time you've been there, and perhaps throughout history, we've experienced this kind of competition here in our republic, Ghana. How did you take this initiative, and why did you even come on board?
Okay, thank you, and good afternoon to the listeners. So for Ghana Stock Exchange, we seek to develop the stock exchange for the stock exchange to be able to grow and serve Ghana as a whole. Be the let me say the measurement tool for the economy of the country. You get it, and in order for us to be able to do that, we need to look at the future, and the future of the stock exchange is us, which is the youth. So For Young Investor Network, we've been working with Young Investor Network for quite some time now. That's Joshua has been to the office several times and all that. So we've been giving material to Young Investor Network and as well as sponsorship for other programs. When this stock page was brought to us, we felt it's an opportunity to increase financial literacy, that is in the youth. So when more people are involved in such competitions, the youth tend to understand investment better and are able to make good decisions in terms of choosing their investment choices wisely, which is coming to the stock market, of course, which is the best place to invest for the long term. So this program was actually something in line with what we are trying to do, which is promote investment culture in the country and also increase what do you call it? Increase I just used the word sorry. Increase investor education. That is help the youth to be able to understand the stock market better. You see, a lot of people quite think of the stock market as for the elderly and for the rich people to come and play on the market, but it's for everybody actually. It's for no matter your funds, you can start saving right now and use that saving to invest in the stock market so that you can be able to get capital gains as you grow, as well as also edge against inflation. You get it. So this is a good initiative from the Young Investor Network, and we are proud and we like the opportunity. That's why we joined, and it wasn't anything difficult for us to think about and just support. Thank you.
Right. Thank you. Mr. Allotey, I'm staying with you. Since your organization is primarily focused on, and even as you said, engaging in extensive financial education, even for people to know more about the stock market. From this particular competition, of
Yeah.
course, which had students from all across the country, from University of Ghana, Ken, UST, and all the other universities. Do you think that, maybe first of all, let's even gauge, when they started, let's even gauge their understanding of the stock market. And throughout the process, do you think that a lot was, relayed to them and that they clearly understand how the stock market works now?
Are you talking about the maiden edition, which is the first one that
Yes,
was
yes,
held?
the maiden edition, the
Yes.
participants.
Yeah. Most of
Before they got involved, we are trying to engage their understanding of the stock market before they got involved in this particular competition.
okay.
And also your assessment on how they all turned out, whether you strongly feel that they were really they are better placed to make better decisions on the stock market now.
Yeah, I feel looking at the first competition and the way the students approached it, I kind of feel they understand the stock market better from what they've been taught from the Young Investor Network, from their group. And I think it's a positive direction. It's in the positive direction, I'll say, because the understanding is there. Looking at pharmacy students being able to win the competition, you should know that then the Young Investor Network is in a positive direction, teaching the students what they should know, and they are doing better. Yeah.
Hmm. Right. Kofi, I'm coming to you, and just as Mr. Allotey mentioned, I mean, something interesting happened in this particular competition, having a pharmacy student on top of all the business-related uh, students getting to win this particular competition. Tell us, how did they happen? How were you able to pull students, not just from the businesses, but from chemistry, from medicine, from pharmacy, and other academic disciplines for this particular competition? Hello, Kofi. Hello, Kofi. It appears we're having a technical challenge with our connection
His mic was on
to
mute, so if you can prompt him.
to Kofi. All right, I see Kofi coming back online now. All right, Kofi, so
Hello,
I think you can hear
yeah,
now. Yeah,
I can hear you now. I can hear you now.
we
I think
can hear you now.
the network something. Yeah. So first and foremost, the students themselves, they are self-motivated. All right. But I would also say that the marketing that we're able to do alongside UMB Stockbrokers and the Ghana Stock Exchange was quite exceptional. We did a certain packaging that was able to attract not only students in the business world, but also in the other fields. So we had nursing students actually also competing. Yes, that the pharmacy students were just fortunate to be ahead. But all in all, the business, if you check what is happening in this year's competition, the business students have made it a point that they will not allow any other field to take this competition from them. And when you monitor what is happening at the University of Ghana and even the KNUST, the business students are fired up. So it's not, the way you present a competition, when you talk about stocks, is the first thing that comes to mind is a business item, but the other fields too have shown very good interest. We've had some calls at the UCC, UDS, and so on with other fields, nursing students I mentioned. So I think the packaging that we did with our partners did a lot of good work to enhance the image of the competition.
Right, Kofi, I'm still staying with you. If someone is, for example, hearing about this competition for the very first time, we would want to know how exactly was it done, like getting the students together and the process is even leading to the final. How exactly was everything done? Are you able to share that with us?
Can you come again with the question? I think if you can just repeat
Right,
the question again.
Right. I'm asking that if, for example, someone is watching today and don't know anything about the stock pitch competition, we want to know how exactly everything was done. Just as you say, you did fantastic packaging. So from that, how were you able to assemble the students? Did you have rounds? What exactly were they taking through? We want to know what exactly happened, and for the entire competition.
Okay, so these are the steps that we take. All right, in these times of COVID, it's difficult having gatherings anywhere. Okay, so we have partnered with the student associations on campus, and we are pushing this together with them. Okay, in the last competition, the winners that we produced, or the participants, they are the ones who are actually on the ground ensuring that this year's competition happens. So we are working with them as well. And the Ghana Stock Exchange too is pushing behind the scenes, as well as UMB Stockbrokers. So with getting the students on board, we organize the training. All right, with this training, we have made it such that even if you are not a business student, you are able to understand. We break it down, we make it very easy for everybody to understand. Okay, so we term it as the finance for the non-finance students. So once we take the students through the presentation, as in the lecture, we also give them the chance. Let's say normally after the training, after 3 weeks, we hold a competition. So within that period, we make ourselves available to help every student. We help every student who is in need. Okay, so those who are not really, who is not really their field, we do video calls, we meet them one-on-one, we take them through it step by step until they get to the level that we are expecting. The competition for we at Young Investors Network, our main objective is to get the young ones educated. Okay, and we think putting in this competitive behavior or this competitive atmosphere among the students can help. So our main objective is to get the students educated. It's not even the competition, but because students or young people are very competitive, everybody would like to win. But the main objective, I think we are achieving it.
Right, the main objective, you think it's been achieved even with the maiden edition and as the second edition is underway. I'm coming to you, Mr. Odoom. You are a partner for this competition. I would want to find out, and I know a lot of young people are tuned in from all across our campuses, and they're watching to perhaps know what exactly this competition is about. I want you to tell us or tell them, I mean, give them reasons why you think they should get to participate in this year's competition. Yes, I think your microphone is off.
Sorry.
Right.
Thank you. So, like I stated earlier, we at UMB Stockbrokers, we are brokers, so we always look at how to develop the capital markets, the market space in which we operate. Gilbert made a statement that some clients get to a point that they grow and all that, and then we need to reprofile and get the young ones interested in the market. So young investors, got this competition to bring about more interest in the young ones. We look at the opportunities which are abound in terms of these young ones educating themselves with news about the capital market, about the stocks market as well, most importantly. So, like I said, we look at the opportunities in these young ones getting the education, getting to know new things that they didn't know they're going to find a way of reaching it, making them closer to the market players themselves. They are very close to the exchange. They are able to like access information from the exchange, which is very good. So it's about opening up the young ones to the opportunities out there, and making them aware that investing on the stock market is very good, and it just goes down with educating yourself. You don't really need to be so much of an analyst, but you have to understand some basic terms and basic how to evaluate stocks maybe on your own, so that as an investor yourself you are better informed. So I will just tell the students that if they are not even in a competition this year, they can make an effort to come next year, and also they can also take advantage to watch events from last year, and then stay tuned and enjoy proceedings, how this year's competition will go. And we hope that they will be able to learn a lot. And we as UMB Stockbrokers will benefit from it, as well as Young Investors Network and the Ghana Stock Exchange. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Odoom. Mr. Allotey, I'm coming to you with the same question. Young people are tuned in from where you sit as the as the Ghana Stock Exchange. What do you have to tell these young people to be part of this experience and get to learn more?
Thank you very much. What I'll say is wealth, to build wealth. We are all aspiring to build wealth. So before you can be able to build such wealth, you have to understand how to build it. And the stock market is, let me say, the best place to be able to do that. The stock pitch competition enhances, like it upgrades these students to understand the stock market and how to really invest in the stock market, so that they are able to minimize their risk and also be able to get more capital gains as they are investing in the right stocks. So I'll tell them that they should participate in such competitions in order for them to be able to learn on about the stock market, understand the stock market, and also be able to analyze that information in the public domain so that they're able to advise themselves on which stock market to, which company to invest in. So I think the competition is really on the good path, and I support it fully. We support it fully, sorry. If that answers your question.
Right. Kofi, if you can hear me, I'm coming to you. And from where you also sit as the Young Investors Network, I mean, mainly the organizers, obviously with partners and supporters, but as the Young Investors Network, what is the future for this competition? Should we expect it to be just a 9-day wonder? It happens last year, this year, and then probably fade off. What is the future? What should we expect as far as the stock pitch competition is concerned?
I would say that once the stock pitch competition will also continue to exist. So basically, what this means is that we are here to stay. I mean, this is just the beginning. Last year was big. This year also promises to be very big. And from the way things are going, we are very hopeful that the partnerships will also grow. Okay, we are still engaging other stakeholders within the industry to ensure that we get the maximum potential of all students on the campuses. Because as I said earlier on, when you speak to the students, it's like, yeah, this is what we know, but that is not the end of it. You have to relate it to the market. It's not only the book that is the end of your understanding of stocks or investments. It is important that we relate it to what is happening in the market. I would say we are here to stay. We also have other projects to expand the students' knowledge in the activities of the market. So, Young Investors Network, we are poised to ensure that the competition will continue into next year, into the next 2 years, and so on. Thank you. Hello, Eric. Eric, the microphone is off.
Sorry. Kofi, I'm asking, I know the second edition is underway. Do we have it in campus base now, or like when are they coming to the national? Can you tell us what exactly is going on as far as the competition is concerned?
Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, the other participants of last year's competition are the ones we have partnered to ensure that this year's competition happens. So what we are doing now is that they are our reps on all the campuses that they came from. So we have reps in UCC, KNUST, University of Ghana, UDS. We didn't have them participate in last year's competition, but we've had people who have come forward to us to ask that they help in organizing the competition at UDS. We have Takrade Technical University. There are lots, about 9 universities in the country. All right, so they are all campus based now. What we are doing is that we organize the competition on the campuses. Then we select the best pitchers to the final in November. So University of Ghana have had their first competition. We've had, they did very well. We started publishing their results. And interestingly, their recommendations, all right, if you compare what is happening to the stock market now, you realize that that is what is even portraying. We had one student, the one who topped at the University of Ghana competition, Dylan, all right, he predicted that Cowbank was going to rise by some 26%. And right after we published that item, we realized that what he said is actually impacting on the market. And we had pictures also making recommendations about MTN and so on. And whatever they have said, and that is what is happening. It looks like that's what I said, they time. So that is what we are doing now. We are organizing autonosis. We hope that we're going to get lots more students to participate as we move along.
Sure. Thank you, Kofi, for that information. So before we wrap up, I would want to, and of course, just as we did last week, and I think even the week before, every guest appearing on this particular edition of the stock pitch just on the stock pitch competition prep, I usually ask for them to describe the competition in and with a word. So, Mr. Allotey, if I'm to ask you to describe the competition with a word, what would that be?
I'll say awesome.
Awesome. Okay, okay, okay. Mr. Allotey says it's awesome.
Or better,
Mr. Odoom,
or better
Yes,
still,
or,
yes, yes.
innovative.
or better,
Or better still, innovative. Very innovative.
innovative and awesome. Okay. Mr. Odoom,
Yes, I'm here.
mm-hmm.
Yes,
How are you describing the
I'll use the word competitive. You know, it's
competitive?
yes, it's very competitive, and you get to feel the 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 edge in the students to prove to the judges that they are doing a good work and they deserve the points that they earn. So it's very competitive. So that's what I'll use to describe the stock page competition.
Right. Kofi, I'm sure you may have 1,000 words to describe this competition, but please, I beg, I'm asking just for one. In one word, how are you describing the competition?